What if I told you your fear of looking stupid or your fear of literally anything is holding you back? Yeah, it is. What is the adjective of fear? False evidence appearing real. Yeah, that's literally what fear is. It's all in your head. And we're going to dive deeper on this so we can unparalyze ourselves, unfreeze, and actually move forward with our lives and achieve our goals without being scared. I mean, I want to be honest, the fear might still kind of be there, but are we going to let it win? Are we going to let it control us? No, not anymore. Welcome back to the Realist Podcast. I'm your host, Alyssa Howard, and I am pleased to have you here today. I hope you're having a great day, evening, night, whatever, whenever you're watching this. Like almost everyone, I have fears behind success, which is kind of interesting because most of the time I'm not scared of taking a risk and failing. Most of the time I'm scared of taking a risk and it actually succeeding, and then me actually needing to do uncomfortable things because it is succeeding. Or succeeding, is that the word? Yeah. I'll try to give you guys an example without saying too much because this is a current example I'm going through, but God has recently called me to a little bit more work, a higher calling of just showing up in a different way for you guys. Obviously, I am still trying to work on the consistency as far as uploading every week, not only on the podcast, but even just on my main channel, short form content and all that. And it is a lot, but I'm being called to do even more, and I'm not scared of it not working out. I'm actually very confident that it will work out and it will be successful. I'm just scared of it working out because it will expect more out of me and my daily routines will change. I will actually be busy and need to show up and need to be consistent. And honestly, because that's not a norm for me, it is kind of scary and it makes me want to freeze. Not fight, not take a flight, but freeze. Like I literally don't want to move on it, but I have this, it's almost like a physical push behind me that God is literally like, do it. Like I think about this thing that I'm working on. I am working on it, don't worry, but I think about it all day long, and that's how I know it's a calling being put on my heart for a reason and I'm meant to go through with this. When you ask God or the universe for more or for specific things or for change, you're going to get it, but you're going to also need to go through things that you might not necessarily want to go through. And there's a fear there, especially when it's something new and something that you don't feel equipped enough to handle. But here's the thing about our God. He don't give you nothing you can't handle. Even if you think you can't handle it, you can, or else he wouldn't give you the opportunity. When I tell you most of your limitations are not even real and it's stemming from fear, it kind of sucks because it's almost like, well, damn, so it's kind of my fault. Well, yeah. But it's also a good thing because it means you have control, more control than you thought over certain things that you're giving the power away to fear. Like you're giving fear the power over your life and over your actions and your goals, and you're not moving because you're scared. But like I said, fear is just all in your head, and I'm gonna help you through it. I'm just gonna help. Okay. Fear is sneaky. Fear is doubtful thinking and being self-conscious and kind of thinking worst case scenario all the time. But at its core, it's literally the only thing that's keeping you from having and living the life that you deserve and that you know you deserve. If you're watching me on YouTube and you see my phone, it's because I'm looking at the outline. It's not on my computer for once, so excuse me, but don't worry. The reason it's outlined is because this is information. Okay. All right. I broke this episode down into 5 parts. So this is the first part. Why fear has so much power over us. Fear is designed to protect us. I've talked about this in another episode, how our ego is also here to protect us. And I feel like fear definitely stems from our ego. Like our mind is always trying to protect us. That's how it was designed. So it makes sense, but just because it was designed that way doesn't mean we need to submit to it. This is kind of funny because it's slightly trending right now, this quote or just trend in general, where it's like me touching grass or me taking deep breaths because my mind doesn't know the difference between not finding an outfit and getting attacked by a bear. Like that's literally fear. Like fear is just one feeling. So if you're scared of your goals and you're scared of lions, you feel the same amount of fear, even if it's not fully physical. It's still big, it's still there, it's still paralyzing. But fear actually feeds on what you give it, hence why you need to starve it. Because if you feed it, it's only going to grow. And I can definitely speak from personal experience. Every time I'm overthinking something, especially taking a risk of some sort in my career or even personal life, fear, she jumps to the front of the line, okay? And when I focus on it and I really think about how scared I am, it's almost like I get more scared. It's almost like I feed it. And this goes with everything. This is not just fear, but this is just how our mind works. It's also a universal law. So that makes sense. The universal law of increase, which is what you focus on grows tenfold. So if you're focusing on fear and what you're scared of and, oh my gosh, whatever it is, fill in the blank of whatever the situation is. If you're scared of some sort or you're trying to protect yourself by not taking any action towards something and you keep focusing on that and not moving past it, it's only going to get bigger. It's almost like watching a wall in between you and whatever it is that you're trying to pursue grow bigger because you're focusing on it growing. I don't know if that makes sense, and that might have been really far-fetched, but that's kind of how I've visualized the law of increase. It's like whatever you focus on is literally getting bigger in front of your head or in front of your eyes. Part 2, how fear shows up in your life. Like we kind of mentioned earlier, it looks like overthinking. It looks like being paralyzed and not moving, and it's procrastination on your goals, on posting on social media, on reaching out to somebody that you don't want to, or it would be awkward or whatever. It's procrastination because you're scared. I am a very big procrastinator, and the more I have done research on fear and like actually observed it, not only in myself but in other people, and reading books on it and watching videos on it and stuff, the more I learn about it, the more I realize all the procrastination I do is due to fear. It's not because I actually don't want to do it. It's more because I'm scared. And it can even be a long, slow burn type of thing. So for me, I obviously upload YouTube videos. Sometimes I procrastinate just editing a video. And it's not because I don't want to edit, because as soon as I open my laptop and start editing, I'm locked in and I'm having the most fun. I love it. Like, that's my creative outlet. I love editing. But I procrastinate on doing it. And I had to really sit and reflect on it. Like, why? Like, what am I procrastinating for? Like, what is it that I am scared of? And I had to zoom out, because to me, it's just editing. Like, it's just one video. No, it's this one video could blow up. And this one video could land me an opportunity in a very big room of big people that I don't think that I belong in. I don't know, like it's almost subconscious, so when I say it out loud it kind of sounds like but it's a zoom out situation where it's like it's so subconscious. And this is why I've had to really sit with it and zoom out, is because if I edit this video and I post this video and then I edit another video and then I post that one and then I keep posting and then I start gaining even more traction and engagement, and then I received this big opportunity, like and of course it's not conscious. So when I say it out loud, it's like, girl, why would you be scared of that? Like, obviously, that doesn't sound scary at all. That sounds really cool. But there's underlying subconscious fears behind that. Like, the fear of being seen is so real. And I, for whatever reason, have that fear, and I'm working on overcoming it every single day. And it's getting better every single day. Hence why I put myself out there, even if I find it cringe or if I think other people find it cringe. I literally don't care anymore, and I'm so glad, because that is growth. That is growth, because I used to literally hide behind my comfort zone, aka just uploading on YouTube and not doing anything else. That's my own personal experience, or my own personal fears, or where it shows up the most in my life, but it could literally be in any aspect of your life. Okay, I definitely just moved the camera, so sorry. I know stuff like that bothers me when I'm editing, so I just had to point it out. But anyways, I really don't know what I was saying. So fear most of the time shows up as procrastination, or you just not wanting to do something, or you not moving, basically not going towards the scary thing, or not going towards your goals because you're scared. And honestly, your goals should scare you a little bit. I feel like that's how you're able to grow. But a lot of the time we get stuck in the fear and we aren't able to move towards our goals and move forward because it's scary. And we just let that be that, and we don't move because it's scary. Anytime I have ever grown, especially significantly, it's been by me doing something scared. Literally shaking and trembling while hitting the upload button. I mean, doing it scared. That's the only way that you can, progress in life. That's why I said fear shows up as an excuse, because it is. It's just an excuse. And if it's not showing up in procrastination, it's you genuinely convincing yourself that you're not ready. Babe, if you weren't ready for something, for trying a new thing or for pushing your limits, God would not give you the opportunity or even put it in your head to start doing something or to pursue something. If you weren't ready, it wouldn't have came into your head as an idea to do. Literally. Like, God does not give us anything we can't handle. Another thing, if it's not I'm not ready, it's I don't have time, or I don't know enough about this, or I need to wait until this. It's just procrastination in different ways. Anything that you tell yourself is an excuse to continue to procrastinate because of your fears. You see what I'm saying? And the more aware you are of it, the easier it is to push past it. Hence why I'm bringing this up and kind of explaining where it comes from and what it really is stemming from, because as soon as you're aware of it, it's hard to not be. There's like certain things that once we're aware of it, we just are aware of it. That's definitely this. And the more you remind yourself, no, I'm not my thoughts. Like, my brain is just scared. My mind is trying to keep me safe, but I'm going to do this anyway. Not only are you actually moving your little chess piece and you're actually evolving as a person and you're getting closer towards your goals, but you're also building confidence in yourself because you're doing stuff scared, and 9 times out of 10 it ends up being successful. Or even if it's not, it's like you're learning something from it. Most times than not, you're always looking back after doing something scared and be like, that wasn't even that bad, or that wasn't even that scary, or oh, like that wasn't that bad. For example, going on a roller coaster, I'd be scared in line, and I've gone on roller coasters before. I still get a little scared, a little bit nervous in line, and part of me wants to turn around or just let somebody go in front of me, but I still go. And then after, I'm like, oh, that was fun, that wasn't even that bad. Like, yeah, I got a little spooky at first, going up, but once I actually, it wasn't that bad. That's literally life. Life. Goals, dreams, meeting people, talking to people, reaching out to people, starting something new, being exposed or being vulnerable. It's all scary. But then once you do it, it's like, oh. And that's why we shouldn't listen to our fears, or at least our excuses that are stemming from fears, because it will really hold you back if you let it, and you're not progressing as a person or as a fill in the blank, whatever your career, is, or your dream career. Like, you're not progressing, but you're also not the most confident. Like, you don't feel that good about yourself because it's just like, dang, I want to do this, but you can do it. Like, you really can do it as long as you do it scared. Just do it. Even if you are scared, just freaking do it. Whatever it is that you're scared of, whatever it is that you have been procrastinating on, that thing that you just thought about, just do it. Okay. So, speaking of, we're going to go into part 3, which is why facing fear is a non-negotiable. And honestly, I probably have already kind of jumped the gun and said most of this because that's just how I am. I be getting excited and shit, and I be going off script a little bit. But like I said, you can't really progress at all. But anyways, fear is not going to go away until you face it. Especially if it's a specific thing. Like, the fear of starting a YouTube channel is not going to go away until you start the YouTube channel and then you're like, oh. Or even before that, until you're like, okay, what am I scared of? Like, just look at it and be like, okay, what am I scared of? Bear with me because I don't really know how to actually explain this, but I'm getting a download of, like, fear is like this scary, big sounding monster in your closet, and then you open the closet and you turn on the light and it's like this little ass bug on the floor, or like this little ass monster on the floor that's got like a high pitched voice with just a freaking voice disguiser. Like, that's fear, because it's really not that bad. It's really not that scary when you actually face it. And that's what I was saying, by when you actually just do things scared, you turn around and you're like, that wasn't even that scary. Like, that wasn't even that bad. But our minds, again, we're trying to keep ourselves safe here naturally. So we're overthinking it. We're making it bigger. We're adding voice effects to it. And it's just like, as soon as we look at it, it's like, really? You're little as fuck. Like, really? When I say, and I say this from personal experience, the more you avoid fear or procrastination or any of that, the bigger it gets and the more power it has over you. But as soon as you stop avoiding it and you just look at it, it's like it diminishes. I swear, just try it. Just try it. Even if it's your fear of freaking roller coasters, just do it. Unless you have like medical reasons why you shouldn't. Don't do that. But, or if it's a fear of eating, I don't know. If it's something small, a fear of talking to a stranger or reaching out to somebody that you want to reach out to but you're scared, just do it. And then you'll realize it wasn't even that bad. Most of the things you're scared of won't matter a year from now. So why let them stop you today? Period. I just read that little quote. Okay. Another thing too is like every time you push past fear, again, like I said, not only does it make you more confident, but it tells your brain that it's not important and that we still move past things even if we're scared. Like, it's almost like you get comfortable being uncomfortable. Part 4, some steps to overcome fear. 1, acknowledge it. Look at it. Open the closet door and turn on the light. Also, name your fear out loud. Journal about it, write about it, talk about it out loud to yourself or to somebody else. Like, acknowledge it. I'm scared of this. Even that alone is going to make it a little bit smaller. I promise. I'm scared of failing this class, or I'm scared of rejection from this person, or I'm scared of falling down the stairs in my heels. When you say it out loud, it's like, okay, yeah, like that. It's just, it gets a little bit smaller because it's like, well, yeah, that's one way of it going, but it could also go this way. You know, it just opens your mind up a little bit more that, okay, it doesn't have to go this way. Number 2, challenge your thoughts. Ask yourself, is this fear-based or is this a fact? Because 99.99999% of the time, it's fear-based. It's not actually factual. Oh, wait. I definitely asked that question incorrectly, but that's still valid. That's still a good question. But I definitely I read the outline way too fast. It says, is this fear-based on facts or feelings? But like, still, I kind of said the same thing except the feeling part. Is this fear based on a fact or a feeling of being scared? Same thing, whatever. Y'all know what I meant. Because feelings are temporary. So like if it is a fear based on feelings, or for example, rejection, it's literally not going to matter. It's temporary. You're not going to feel like that forever. Also, another way, this I actually learned from the show on Netflix, This Is Us. If you guys watch that show, you know Randall and his wife, Beth, they play a game called Worst Case Scenario, and they basically go back and forth and say like what they're scared of happening in blank scenario. So for their daughter, she got a boyfriend, and they were like, worst case scenario, she drops out of school and gets pregnant, or worst case scenario, she moves states with him and it goes left, or whatever, you know. When you start doing that, it helps because, again, it's like, okay, well, that's one scenario, but it could also happen, you know, in many other scenarios. Like when you list out the worst case scenario, you're like, okay, well, that's the worst case scenario. I don't know how to really explain it, but you know what I mean. You'll just probably realize that it's not actually going to go as bad as you think. Another way, take tiny and brave steps. Like I said, message somebody that you're scared of messaging, or trying a food that you're scared to try, or go ride a roller coaster, stuff like that. Another way, this is something that I'm working on that I've already seen a lot of results from, is reframing the definition of failure. Like, failure is not always a bad thing. Even if you do fail, even if you're scared of failure and you do fail, you learn something. And failure is a very crucial part of succeeding. First of all, if you don't ever fail in life ever, and you just succeed at everything you do, it's kind of boring. Like, think about it. That does not make a good testimony at all. Hence why we fail to learn things. So just reframing your definition of failure will also help you a lot, because most of the times our fears stem from failing. Like, we don't want to fail, or we don't want to be seen failing. But like, that's kind of a good thing, because the more you fail, the faster you fail, the faster you learn, you know? And last way is visualize success. Like, visualize the opposite. Don't visualize you falling down the steps in your heels. Visualize you walking confidently and not even needing the rail, or visualize you messaging that person and they respond even better than you thought or faster than you thought. Like, visualize the opposite. Don't even get me started on that whole manifestation. Visualizing is a very real thing, and if you play certain things in your mind, 9 times out of 10 it's going to happen, especially if you're real tapped in and you like really know what you're doing. It will happen faster and easier the more you do it. So visualizing a best case scenario is good even if you're not scared. It's just good to do anyway, hence why vision boards work. All right, last part before we conclude the episode. Life is worth no, I'm just playing. I wasn't even gonna say that, but the word life just triggered me into singing that song. Anyways, life on the other side of fear. That was funny. When fear doesn't rule your whole life, you start to take risks, and those risks will show rewards. You know what I'm saying? The more you allow fear to just exist and not really give it power, not only does it diminish and just stay little, but you're able to do more stuff because you're not letting it hold you back. Also, you'll literally look back at things that you thought you could never get over and just kind of laugh, because it's just like, I really thought that was the end of the world. No. And like I've been kind of sprinkling in throughout the episode, you will find this confidence that doesn't really come from anything else other than just doing the hard things and doing the scary things when we don't feel like doing it. There's a reason why really disciplined people are so confident. It's because they're confident in their mind, in their word, and in their actions, because they actually show up for themselves. So when you do things scared, there's just a confidence there that cannot be put there in any other way. You gain confidence through action. It's not through a mindset. Yeah, yike. Like, it is a little bit of a mindset, but the mindset comes usually after the action. So if you want to be more confident, just start doing things scared and watch. Doing things scared and also doing things when you don't want to do them. Those are the two best and quickest ways to gain confidence from the inside out. Lastly, once you conquer fear once, and then twice, and then 3 times, every time you do it, it just gets a little bit easier because you've already done it before. And it's really the same thing with discipline. I feel like, now that I think about it, doing things scared kind of does, come from a certain type of discipline, or like a certain form of discipline, because you're still doing it even though you're scared, you know? So yeah, fear definitely might seem like a big ass stop sign, but it's really just a yield sign. A little yellow light. That's corny. Oh God. It's a speed bump, not a stop sign. Slow down, acknowledge it, and move forward anyway. I mean, it's low-key true. It is corny, but it's true. Like, on the other side of fear is your whole life that you want. Think about it. Like, everything that you want is going to take a little bit of uncomfort, a little bit of pearls clutched, but it's worth it. Don't let fear hold you back anymore. Just know that it exists, and it's just your mind trying to keep you safe, but pursue it anyway. Do it anyway. Persevere anyway. And not only are you going to get said thing eventually, but you're also going to gain confidence while doing it too. So I think that's a win-win-win. You're also learning things. Like, just reframe the definition of fear and failure and all these negative words, because without negative, there would be no positive. Ooh, think about it. Without rainy, ugly, cold days, the sunny, warm days wouldn't even be that good. Ooh. It's true, though. It is true. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I did. I also really needed to hear that, so it just felt good talking about it. And it was just a good reminder of a lot of things. So anyway, come back to this episode if you ever need the reminder, or share this episode with somebody that you know needs it, that you know is scared of doing something that you know that they could do great things with. You got this. Just take deep breaths, regulate your nervous system, and move forward and persevere, and you will be happy that you did it. Also pray. God got you. He will nudge you a little bit if you need it. You know, if you need it, ask him for it. He'll nudge you. Don't worry. Make sure to follow the Realist Podcast on IG. I do be asking you guys for podcast topics, so if you guys have any requests, definitely DM that account or check the stories on there. I'm trying to get more consistent on there. I'm not used to it yet, so it's still a work in progress. But yeah, follow the Instagram account. Follow my main Instagram account, AlyssaA.Howard. Add me on Snapchat, Snaps of Sissa. There's a lot of behind the scenes, anywhere from how I start up my podcast, how I edit certain things, my camera equipment, even me taking Instagram pictures. That's what I just posted earlier today. But a lot of just random stuff. I also answer a lot of you guys' questions on there. So, but yeah, I love you so much, and I'll talk to you guys next week with another episode. And until then, bye.